Good morning everyone. Today I'll be discussing an important topic towards the work ethics of Generation Z. Generation Z, born shortly between 1997 and 2012, bring a fresh perspective to the workplace. Unlike previous generation, Gen Z value flexibility, creativity and mental well-being over conventional work structure. My opinion is that its approach is not a sign of lack of discipline, but a positive shift towards prioritizing work-life balance and personal growth. A common ethical issue raised by Gen Z work ethics resolve around their desire to flexibility rather than conforming to traditional work standards. Some may view this as a lack of commitment or work ethic. However, I believe that their desire for flexibility represents a significant shift in workplace value. It highlights the importance of mental health, creativity and work-life balance, an approach that prioritizes long-term satisfactions over rigid rules. This change is crucial in adapting workplace to the needs of a new generation. By that, evidence that supports my decision is research has shown that Gen Z strongly value flexibility in their career. Many prefer remote or hybrid work arrangements and are drawn to organizations whose ideas align with their personal belief. This preference is supported by studies showing that Gen Z cares less about high pay and more about organization culture and purpose. Gen Z also face unique economic challenges such as rising living costs, student debt, inflation, shaping their attitude to work. Rather than seeking rigid job structure, they focus on stability and personal satisfaction, seeking roles that offer meaningful work and job security. Innovative companies like Google have successfully integrated Gen Z-inspired policies such as autonomy and creative freedom, resulting in higher employee satisfaction and greater innovations. This proves that this value can lead to both personal fulfillment and organization success. Moral value that supporting my decision is Gen Z work ethics are deeply rooted in moral value like respect for dignity, equity, and integrity. They champion human dignity by promoting inclusive and empathic environment. Their focus on equity ensure fair treatment and opportunity for all employees, aligning with global idea of justice. Moreover, Gen Z focus on integrity is demonstrated by their willingness to choose jobs that align with their moral and social value, even if it means foregoing financial rewards. This prioritizing of meaningful work is a testament to their strong and ethical foundation. Now, I will be giving a real-life example of Gen Z impact on workplace culture can be seen at companies like Google, which emphasize flexibility, creativity, and autonomy. Employees in this environment report high job satisfaction and a greater sense of innovation. Gen Z value have helped shape this workplace, proving that when companies adapt to the new generation idea, both employees and organization can thrive. So, in the conclusion, Gen Z work ethic represent a shift towards more human, flexible, and equitable workplace environment. They focus on work-life balance, fairness, and integrity in shaping the future of work. As organizations continue to adapt this value, we can expect increased sustainability, productivity, and employee satisfaction in the long run. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is ATIRAH BINTI MOHAMAD, and today I will share my perspective on our group's main topic, which is Gen Z work ethics. First, I strongly believe that it is unjustified to claim that Gen Z employees have worse work ethics. Why? These arguments often overlook the structural issues in workplaces and societal changes shaping Gen Z's value. Unlike previous generations, Gen Z prioritizes flexibility, meaningful work, and mental well-being. This reflects a shift in values towards a more thoughtful approach to employment, and not a decline in ethics. Their work ethics are aligned with modern trends emphasizing adaptability and purpose. Move to the hospitality industry, which often faces employee shortages. These shortages are not due to generational work ethics but are caused by systemic issues like low pay, limited career growth, and long working hours. These challenges impact all generations, not just Gen Z. Next, regarding staff shortages in the hospitality sector, I think it is essential to address the systemic issues. These shortages are not due to generational work ethics, but are caused by systemic issues like low pay, limited career growth, and long working hours. These are barriers that deter employees across all generations, not just Gen Z. So, blaming Gen Z for these shortages is unfair, as these issues existed long before Gen Z entered the workforce. These challenges impact all generations, not just Gen Z. So the focus should instead be on reforming these conditions to attract and retain talent. Moving to the evidence supporting my view. Research supports that Gen Z values reflect modern workplace trends. For example, Deloitte's 2023 survey showed that most of Gen Z employees, like 77% of them, show mental health and workplace flexibility. They prioritize it. This highlights their progressive approach to employment. Additionally, terms like quiet quitting are not unique to Gen Z, as they reflect widespread frustration due to burnout and dissatisfaction across generations. These show that work-life balance and mental health are universal needs, not just generational flaws. From an ethical standpoint, we must avoid generalizing about Gen Z. The principle of justice, empathy, and fair treatment demand that we acknowledge generational diversity and evolving priorities. It is unfair to generalize Gen Zs. Stereotyping them as having poor work ethics leads to prejudice and discrimination. Instead, organizations must recognize changing employee priorities and adapt accordingly. Moreover, employees need to understand Gen Z's emphasis on work-life balance and well-being. These preferences are not laziness. They reflect broader societal trends valuing healthier lifestyle. Lastly, rather than blaming a single generation, we must address systemic workplace issues. Improving pay, career growth, and job satisfaction benefits all employees regardless of their age. This means employees should focus on creating equitable and inclusive workplace that foster well-being and professional growth for all employees. By embracing these values, organizations can advance healthier and more efficient interaction, benefiting employees and employees alike. In conclusion, Gen Z is not the problem. They are simply redefining work ethics for a better, more balanced future. By embracing their values and addressing workplace inequities, we can create an environment where employees of all generations thrive.
Good day everyone, my name is Melissa with metric number 295100. Today, I would like to address a thought-provoking topic, which is about why are the companies hesitant to hire the Gen Z workers. The divide between the employers and these youngest generations in the workplace has sparked the debate. And to understand this better, we need to examine both the facts and the moral implications of these issues. The first is about the soft skills gap. While Gen Z is incredibly tech-savvy, employers believe that they might lack of soft skills such as the communication skills, the teamwork, the emotional intelligence, and so on. Studies shows that many Gen Z workers struggle with face-to-face interactions, which is the impact of growing up in a digital first world. The second reason is about the misaligned expectations. Gen Z values flexibility, purpose-driven work, and quick advancement. They want remote options, meaningful roles, and rapid recognitions. But traditional organizations still emphasize stability, structure, and gradual growth. This creates tensions with companies perceiving Gen Z as an impatience. The third concern is about the job loyalty. Gen Z workers are more likely to job hop compared to previous generations. A Gallup survey found that over 60% of Gen Z employees are open to switching jobs at any time. For employers, this raises concerns about investing in talent that might leave after a short time. Now, let's look at the moral theories behind these issues. First moral theory is about the utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is developed by the philosophers like Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, which is focused on the actions that produce the greatest happiness for the greatest numbers of people. From a company's perspective, the goal is to maximize productivity, efficiencies, and profitability. Gen Z brings creativity, adaptability, and deep understanding of digital tools, which is essential for today's world. Through greater good, comes when companies blend the experience of older generations with the fresh ideas of Gen Z. Second is about the virtue ethic. Virtue ethic, rooted in Aristotle's philosophy, emphasizes moral character and personal development. It focuses not on outcome but on the kind of people we become through our actions. From this lens, the workplace is not just a place for productivity, but it is a place for individuals to grow in virtues such as the patience, perseverance, and humility. Therefore, companies have moral responsibility to nurture the potentials of Gen Z workers instead of labeling them as unprepared or disloyal. Mentorship programs, constructive feedback, and training initiatives can bridge the perceived of soft skill gaps. At the same time, Gen Z workers must cultivate virtue like resilience, respect for organizational process, and an understanding that success is often earned through persistence and time. Virtue ethics reminds us that growth is a two-way street. Companies can shape the character of Gen Z workers, while Gen Z brings innovations, energy, and fresh perspective to help companies adapt to the modern world. In conclusion, this is not a clash of values but an opportunity to build bridges. Companies must evolve to attract and retain Gen Z, and Gen Z must show commitment and adaptability. Together, they can create a workplace where experience meets innovations and traditions meets progress. The real question isn't why companies don't want to hire Gen Z, but how we can create stronger and inclusive workplace for everyone. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi and good day everyone. This is Yasmin Nadira. Based on the issue question and the statement, I personally find it unfair and disagree with the statement that Gen Z have poorer work ethics than younger generation, nor should they be blamed for employment shortages in industries such as hospitality. Actually, this viewpoint ignores the larger issues confronting these industries such as low wages, bad working environment, and high turnover rate, which discourage workers of all generations. Instead, institutional flaws and outdated labor practices are major contributions to these shortages. Factual evidence that supporting my decision is awareness and global concern. According to factual information, Generation Z values work-life balance, mental wellness, where they want the relationship with workplaces to be healthy, not harming their mental, and meaningful jobs that give them satisfaction. According to Deloitte's 2023 Gen Z and Millennial Survey, nearly half of Gen Z employees value job flexibility and mental well-being, as they have already been disclosed to the awareness through various platforms where they grow up with access to vast information. These principles frequently contrast with the expectations of industries, especially hospitality industries, which are notorious to be long hours and few possibilities for personal development. Furthermore, workforce shortages in the hospitality industry as a global concern, not exclusive to Malaysia, showing systemic rather than generational inadequacies. I have two moral values that supporting my decision. The first is justice and fairness. From a point of view of moral sense, it is unfair or unjust to paint all Generation Z having bad work ethics. The ethical principle of justice and fairness necessitates that individuals should be treated as a unique contributor rather than judged based on stereotypes. It is inappropriate to characterize them to that stereotype just because they demand the value that they deserve. One stereotype that has been attached to Gen Z is that they are lazy and want easy money. Somehow, that stereotype was debunked, as according to the fact, every generation has similar accusations accused of being unmotivated and lazy. Thus, it is irrelevant to treat Gen Z based on those false statements, and they deserve to be treated as human with rights. The second moral value is utilitarian. This principal ethic also argues that enterprise must adapt to shifting workforce expectations in order to maximize collective well-being by addressing valid concerns of these younger workers such as fair wages and job flexibility. Industries may build conditions that benefit all stakeholders. Blaming Generation Z for staff shortages also undermines firms' responsibilities to modernize their workplace cultures. Critics who claim that Generation Z's demand for flexibility demonstrate a lack of commitment, awareness, and fail to acknowledge that similar criticisms have been leveled at younger generations throughout history. Instead of sustaining bias, industries should focus on improving environments that attract and retain potential talent. In conclusion, Gen Z workers should never be blamed for staffing shortages in such industries. Their ideas such as valuing mental health and meaningful work provide opportunity to update obsolete workplace conventions. Organizations may develop a more ethical, sustainability, and productive workforce by tackling structural issues and adopting new viewpoints. Thank you.
Good day, my name is SHALINI BALAKRISHNAN, following with my metric number 296189. Today, I want to address a common claim that Gen Z employees have worse work ethics compared to previous generations. I firmly disagree with this assertion. While Gen Z approaches work differently, these differences represent societal evolution and redefine work ethics rather than a decline in standard. Main argument is Gen Z prioritize flexibility, meaningful work, and mental health. For instance, many Gen Z employees thrive in remote or hybrid work setups. This isn't due to irresponsibility, but because they value productivity over rigid structures. A case in this point is a Gen Z employee who delivered exceptional results while working remotely, challenging the stereotype that flexibility equals laziness. Now, let's move to factual evidence. Let me provide 3 key pieces of evidence to support my position. The first key pieces of my evidence is job hopping tendency. From the article that I saw, we learned that Gen Z frequently changes jobs to align with their personal values and goals. Employees may see this as a lack of loyalty, but it's actually a pursuit of fulfillment of work. My second key pieces of evidence is perceived communication gaps. From the article titled Why Companies Don't Want to Hire Gen Z, it highlights that some employers misinterpret Gen Z's preference for written and web-based communication as a lack of professionalism. However, this reflects their adaptability to modern tools, not an absence of social skills. The last key pieces of my evidence is challenges in hospitality staffing. The article named Is Gen Z to Blame for the Hospitality Staffing Shortfall? We see how low wages and fixed hours deter Gen Z employees from hospitality jobs. Employers often misjudge this as a lack of work ethic, when it's actually a push for fair treatment and meaningful work. Last but not least, from an ethical perspective, Gen Z's approach aligns with 3 moral theories. The first one is utilitarianism, which it gives Gen Z balanced work and leisure, ensuring long-term benefits for both employees and organizations. A Gen Z employee working in a role aligned with their passions is more likely to deliver creative and meaningful contributions. Second moral theory is deontology. Gen Z insists on fairness, such as refusing unpaid overtime. This is ethical and ensures respect in the workplace. Lastly, virtue ethics. Gen Z embodies flexibility, courage, and persistence. For example, advocating for diversity and inclusion shows their commitment to virtues that benefit both organization and society. In conclusion, Gen Z is not defined by a lack of work ethic but by a modern, evolved approach to work. They are reshaping workplace norms by prioritizing fairness, innovation, and mental well-being. Let's recognize these changes as progress, not problems. Thank you.